Part-time lover, part-time TV personality, here's Meldrum.
Okay, thanks, Gavin. Well, I'm not going to take up too much time tonight in Humdrum because the most important person to talk to tonight is Bob Geldof. But there's one track that has been sort of taking everyone's interest over the last couple of weeks. Big on the dance charts and big around the dance market. Here it is, just a sneak preview, and it's going to roar up the charts. Trans X with Living on Video.
At the touch of a button, flying through hyperspace, in the computer interface. Stop. Living on video. Stop. Integrated circuits. Stop. Sur un faisceau lumière. Stop. Is this reality?
Okay, there it is, Trans X with Living on Video, and watch out for that on the charts. All right, a big moment tomorrow night for four of our major groups in this country, and I'm talking about In Excess, Models, I'm talking Kids in the Kitchen. That's the night in Melbourne they play for Rocking with the Royals in front of Prince Charles and Princess Diana. Now, I know all their family and all their relatives are very excited about this, but I'll give every one of them just one piece of advice. Don't ask Prince Charles how his mum is. All right, let's have a look at the UK Top 5 for this week.
Righto, Molly. Number 5 this week in the UK, Madonna, Gambler. Number 4, you saw it before on Countdown, exclusive, Elton John, Nikita. Number 3, Colonel Abraham's, Trapped. Former Countdown hosts at number 2, Aha, Take On Me. And the big chart buster this week, number 1, still in the UK, Jennifer Rush and The Power of Love. Back to you, Molly.
Okay, that was the UK Top 5 for this week. Thanks, Gavin. Listen, I was just talking about Prince Charles and Princess Diana, and 4 of our groups are going to play in front of them tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Your own personal opinion of Prince Charles and Princess Diana?
Prince Charles, I think, is a very clever guy. I mean, highly intelligent. I happen to agree with an awful lot of the things he says. I was up with Richard Neville yesterday in his house, and Richard Neville is this old anarchist, and he started saying that Prince Charles is saying more things for more common people than anybody has done in a long time, and I happen to agree with that. Not only did they commit themselves to Live Aid on the day.
I was going to ask, I mean, did they enjoy themselves, or was it just another thing they had to go to?
People said they went off to play polo. They didn't. They went off to have lunch with their mother, who was, they had an appointment beforehand. But like the following 2 days afterwards, they made a personal contribution of their own money to Live Aid. And following that, Prince Charles asked me to come around and talk to him, and he put me in contact with guys who I normally wouldn't have met, who've been able to help a lot, and were in fact working with some of those guys. So I mean, and she is a very funny person. I mean, I think she's a laugh, you know, she's a good person.
Okay, well, let's hope it's not as funny or serious as the US Top 5 for this week. And at number 5, Gavin, is
Aha, Take On Me. Morton, Maz and Paul. Roland and Kurt, Tears for Fears, number 4 in the US with Head Over Heels. And I'm sorry, guys, at number 3, Whitney Houston is saving all her love for me. So there. End of story. No competition. Number 2, Jan Hammer, and the theme from Miami Vice. You know, where they dress up a lot to make an arrest? And the number 1 song, you just saw it right here, exclusive on Countdown, Stevie Wonder, Part-Time Lover. Molly, back to you.
Okay, that was the US Top 5 for this week. Thanks, Gavin, and it really wasn't that serious, was it? All right, now listen, one group that we're extremely proud to be involved with Oz for Africa was In Excess.
Yeah.
They didn't realise, I don't think on that night, when it was being done and then beamed the next day, of how many countries they were going to go to, and the reaction they got back from those countries.
Yeah, it was very good, and it's about time, because they're a very good band, and there's a good picture of them in the Live Aid book, as a matter of fact. I met them once at Phonogram, same record company. They were good guys, and as you say, they can be proud of themselves anyway.
Well, listen, I'll tell you what, this is their next single off Listen Like Thieves, and it's a great song. A sneak preview this week, in full next week. Here it is, In Excess with This Time.
Oh, man. Yes, and we're praying. This time will be the last time that we will fight like this. This time will be the last time.
In Excess with their new single In Full next week, this time. And don't forget, they're on the front cover of the Countdown magazine, so watch out for that one. All right, listen, with Australia, we're very proud now of a lot of the groups that we've got happening in this country. What is your own personal opinion? Do you hear many of us, Australian groups or Australian records overseas?
When they start breaking through, like In Excess in Britain and stuff like that. And then there's, I've heard the Models, and I heard, I can't remember, they were the latest one I heard. And they come into the office, you have the tapes in, and you give them a listen. You're not really aware they're Australian, and that you're just listening to another band, you know. I'm not going to make the mistake I made last bloody time. You know, this guy, it's a total lie, you know. Just because I disagree
right, I think there's a bit of a blue going on here between Bob and... Oh, look, someone's going to end in the water. No, nearly. Number 5. Don't go, Molly. Stay here. Pseudo Echo. Number 5 on you, boys. Number 4 in Australia this week. And what a great success for Coup d'etat. Leon and Tina. Too Young for Promises. Powerhouse did at number 3 to Vinyl's Pleasure and Pain. In Excess, What You Need at number 2. Still number 1, Jimmy Barnes and I Die to Be With You Tonight. Now, I hope they've fixed up their differences. Back to Molly and Bob.
This is the Australian Top 5 for this week, and I think we've settled our differences now. He's right and I'm right. Okay.
Good.
Listen, the next group we've got on hasn't got a recording contract.
Yeah.
They brought their demo tape around to my place at home. I listened to it, assessed it, thought it was a very good tape, and we decided to put them on the show, which we've done with other bands. How hard was it for you to break into the industry?
Well, we did a year in Ireland, which gave us, like, we were able to get better there, out of the public eye. And then we went to England, and the punk thing was happening, so all the DJs said, oh, these guys can play. And we became the acceptable face of the new wave, and they wanted to get a handle on it, so they played us. And we got Top of the Pops, which, as you know, is the English equivalent of Countdown. And that really broke it through for us, I guess, and I hope that it breaks it for these guys. You know?
I mean, my only worry, when we have the right perhaps to make a decision, or you have that access where people bring up demo tapes to you, that there is a lot of talent that just goes by.
I like the way that Countdown is doing this, because it's becoming kind of like the Tube in England as well as Top of the Pops. So it's giving guys who haven't got a prayer any other way of giving them a chance, and some guys are going to make it and some are not, and there's only X many people can fit on one show, so you just got to live with it, you know.
Actually, you're not a bad guy, actually, after all.
Well, I mean, you're getting a lot of money to play this day, so you may as well.
Sure, he's a fool. It'll all go to West Africa if I do. The Adventure with Over the Walls. I'm going to take him over.